Hello, future biologists. Welcome to an exciting journey into the microscopic world of plants. Today, we are diving into the fascinating topic of collenchyma, a special tissue that gives plants their incredible ability to bend without breaking. From understanding its basic structure to exploring its complex biomechanics, we'll cover everything you need to know across easy, medium, hard, and even competitive levels. Let's get started on unraveling the secrets of plant flexibility. Ready to discover what makes young plants so flexible? Let's begin with the basics of collenchyma in our easy-level exploration. So, what exactly is collenchyma? Imagine a plant tissue that's alive and kicking, unlike some of its more rigid counterparts. Collenchyma is a simple permanent tissue, meaning it's made up of just one type of cell, and these cells are very much alive. Its main job is to provide flexible support. Think of it as the plant's internal spring, allowing parts like young stems and leaves to sway and bend without snapping. This flexibility is crucial for survival, especially when faced with external forces like wind. Now, let's talk about collenchyma's superpower, its irregularly thickened corners. If you look closely at these cells, you'd notice their walls aren't uniformly thin. Instead, they're much thicker at the corners, almost like tiny reinforced joints. This thickening is primarily due to special substances called pectin and cellulose. This unique structure provides strength exactly where it's needed for bending, without making the entire plant part stiff. Where do we find this amazing tissue? It's typically located just beneath the outer skin, or epidermis, in young dicot stems and in the stalks of leaves. The next time you see a leaf stalk bending gracefully in the breeze, you'll know collenchyma is hard at work. Time to test your understanding of collenchyma with a few quick questions. First, what is the primary function of collenchyma tissue in plants? Second, name two key substances responsible for the thickening of collenchyma cell walls. And third, where in a plant would you typically expect to find collenchyma tissue? Let's deepen our understanding. Now, we'll explore collenchyma's structure and function in more detail, moving to our medium level. At the medium level, let's delve into the detailed cell structure of collenchyma. These cells aren't just living, they're also quite specific in their appearance. They are typically elongated, oval, or sometimes spherical, and they're packed closely together, leaving very few, if any, intercellular spaces. Each cell is a bustling unit containing cytoplasm, a nucleus, and often a large central vacuole, all signs of its active metabolic life. This living nature is a key distinction from some other supportive tissues. The most defining feature, of course, remains the unevenly thickened cell walls, particularly at the corners, which we'll explore further. Delving deeper into the cell wall, its irregular thickening isn't just random, it's a precise composition. The thickening is mainly due to the deposition of cellulose, hemicellulose, and critically, pectin. Pectin is like the secret ingredient. It's a gooey, jelly-like substance that gives the cell wall its elasticity and plasticity. Imagine it as a flexible glue that allows the cell wall to stretch and deform under pressure without tearing. This localized, non-lignified thickening provides strength exactly where bending forces are concentrated, enabling the plant part to flex and absorb stress effectively. So, where does collenchyma perform its magic? It's predominantly found in the hypodermis, which is the layer directly beneath the epidermis, in young, growing dicot stems and in the petioles, or leaf stalks. You typically won't find it in roots or in most monocote stems, where other tissues take over the supportive role. Its main function is to provide mechanical support to these developing parts, allowing them to bend and sway with the wind, preventing them from breaking. This tissue is crucial for plants to withstand environmental stresses while they are still growing and elongating, ensuring their survival and proper development. Let's check your knowledge with some medium-level questions. First, describe the typical shape and living status of collenchyma cells. Second, What are the primary chemical components responsible for the irregular thickening of collenchyma cell walls? Third, explain why collenchyma is generally absent in roots. Fourth, how does the flexibility provided by collenchyma benefit a young plant? And fifth, differentiate between collenchyma and sclerenchyma based on their cell wall composition and living status. Ready to analyze collenchyma's intricate details? Let's advance to the hard level, where we connect structure to deeper biological principles. At the hard level, let's explore the microscopic anatomy and the different types of collenchyma cells. Collenchyma isn't a one-size-fits-all tissue. Its cells can exhibit polymorphism, meaning they vary in shape and thickening patterns. We have angular collenchyma, where thickening is most pronounced at the cell corners, like in the stem of *Datura star. Then there's lamellar collenchyma, where the thickening is primarily on the tangential walls, giving cells a plate-like appearance, seen in *Sambucus star. And finally, lacunar collenchyma, which has intercellular spaces, with thickening occurring on the walls bordering these spaces, found in *Lactuca star. Crucially, these cells remain living and can even contain chloroplasts, contributing to photosynthesis in young, green stems. Now, let's delve into the biochemical basis of collenchyma's remarkable flexibility. The cell wall is a sophisticated composite, with cellulose microfibrils embedded in a matrix of hemicellulose and, most importantly, pectin. Pectin, a complex polysaccharide, is key to the tissue's plasticity. Its hydrophilic nature allows it to absorb and retain water, forming a hydrated gel that enables the cell wall to stretch, deform, and then return to its original state without rupturing. This unique biochemical composition allows collenchyma to provide both tensile strength from cellulose and elastic flexibility from pectin, a perfect balance for dynamic support. Beyond simple support, collenchyma plays several vital physiological roles. As living cells, they maintain turgor pressure, which contributes significantly to the overall rigidity and support of the plant organ, complementing the cell wall's mechanical properties. Furthermore, their living nature allows them to participate in wound healing. They can de-differentiate, meaning they revert to a less specialized state, and contribute to callus formation, helping repair damaged tissues. And as mentioned, if they contain chloroplasts, they can actively contribute to photosynthesis, adding to the plant's energy production in young, green parts, making them truly versatile. Time for some challenging questions. First, describe the three main types of collenchyma based on their thickening patterns, with an example for each. Second, elaborate on the specific role of pectin in providing flexibility to collenchyma cell walls. Third, how does the living nature of collenchyma cells contribute to its function beyond just mechanical support? Fourth, explain the developmental origin and maturation of collenchyma tissue. Fifth, compare and contrast the primary functions of collenchyma and sclerenchyma in the context of plant growth. Sixth, discuss how collenchyma's presence in young stems is an evolutionary adaptation. And seventh, what physiological process can collenchyma cells perform if they contain chloroplasts? Are you ready to explore the cutting-edge science behind plant flexibility? Let's dive into the hardest level, where we uncover the molecular, biomechanical, and ecological insights of collenchyma. At the hardest level, let's examine the ultrastructure of collenchymatous cell walls. Electron microscopy reveals that the cellulose microfibrils within the pectin-rich matrix of the thickened corners are often highly oriented. This specific arrangement contributes to the anisotropic mechanical properties of the cell wall, meaning its strength and flexibility are direction-dependent, an engineering marvel. The high proportion of pectin forms a hydrated gel network, allowing for significant reversible deformation. This plasticity is crucial for the tissue's extensibility and its ability to absorb mechanical shocks without permanent damage, effectively acting as a natural shock absorber for the plant. Now, let's unravel the molecular mechanisms that underpin collenchyma's flexibility and plasticity. The dynamic behavior of pectin molecules is central to this. Pectin can form a sophisticated network that is both robust and highly plastic, capable of extensive remodeling in response to growth signals and mechanical stresses. Enzymes like pectin methylesterases, or PMEs, play a pivotal role here by modifying the degree of methylation of pectin, which directly influences its gel-forming properties and, consequently, the extensibility and rigidity of the cell wall. This enzymatic regulation, coupled with the turgor pressure maintained by the living cells, drives cell elongation while simultaneously providing structural integrity, a truly integrated biomechanical system. Let's consider the biomechanics of plant support and draw engineering parallels. Collenchyma's strategic placement, typically in the hypodermis, maximizes its mechanical advantage. By locating the supportive tissue at the periphery of the stem or petiole, it functions much like the flanges of an I-beam in structural engineering, providing maximum resistance to bending with minimal material. It primarily offers tensile strength, resisting forces that would stretch or pull the tissue, thereby preventing buckling and breaking under bending loads. Its relatively low modulus of elasticity, compared to the rigid sclerenchyma, highlights its capacity for elastic deformation, enabling it to return to its original shape after stress, which is vital for long-term structural resilience. Collenchyma also has profound ecological significance and showcases remarkable evolutionary adaptations. It's a vital adaptation for plants in environments prone to mechanical disturbances, such as strong winds or physical contact from animals. It allows young, elongating organs to withstand these stresses without suffering permanent damage, ensuring their continued growth and reproductive success. Evolutionarily, Collenchyma represents an early, sophisticated innovation for flexible mechanical support in terrestrial plants. It predates the development of the more rigid, lignin-based sclerenchyma, which provides robust but less adaptable support, highlighting a progression in plant structural strategies to conquer diverse terrestrial niches. Here are the first 5 hardest level questions for you. First, explain the concept of anisotropic mechanical properties in Collenchyma cell walls and what contributes to it. Second, describe the molecular mechanism involving pectin and pectin methylesterases that regulates Collenchyma cell wall extensibility. Third, provide an engineering analogy to explain the biomechanical advantage of Collenchyma's peripheral location in a stem. Fourth, discuss the ecological significance of Collenchyma in allowing plants to thrive in dynamic environments. And fifth, how does the turgor pressure of Collenchyma cells interact with their cell wall properties to facilitate growth and support? Continuing with the remaining 5 hardest level questions. Sixth, compare the ultrastructural organization of cellulose microfibrils in Collenchyma versus mature sclerenchyma cell walls and its functional implication. Seventh, explain how experimental techniques like atomic force microscopy and microindentation contribute to our understanding of Collenchyma. Eighth, differentiate between the structural strategies for mechanical support in young dicot stems and typical monocote stems, specifically regarding the presence or absence of Collenchyma. Ninth, discuss the evolutionary relationship between Collenchyma, parenchyma, and sclerenchyma in terms of plant adaptation to terrestrial life. And 10th, hypothesize how genetic modification affecting pectin synthesis could impact the growth and resilience of a plant's young organs. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into Collenchyma. I hope you've enjoyed unraveling the secrets of plant flexibility. For more engaging content and to continue your learning journey, visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting biology lessons. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning. See you in the next video.